found you hiding here in the near clear blue.
He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
What?
Hey, the Pro Show is on!
Awesome! Let's turn it on.
Guys? Where'd you go?
Morty, let's check in on Brian Johnson's new trilogy.
Okay.
I bypassed the compressor.
What did you do, Ray?
Son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Now, he was okay, you know, after 6-7 weeks. Okay? You know, they get over it. Kids are resilient like that.
Yeah.
I hate it.
You know, it's the standard, what would George do?
I don't want you here.
So sorry, George, I didn't think it would go like this.
Fly, you fools!
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Weird. Stay away from liquor, kids.
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The Force will be with you. Always.
That's how winning is done.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
That's what she said.
I am Batman.
If I won tonight, I would come home and we'd celebrate. Well, I'm coming home, we're celebrating. God bless you all.
Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become.
It's scooping time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to Provision 3D.
Alright, everyone, put on your puppy glasses. Oh boy.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
You know that you've been taught the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Yes, Paul.
Autobots, roll out!
I'm bringing the party to you.
If somebody's gonna try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money?
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Chicken jockey!
All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man!
Are you okay?
They'll never take our freedom!
From the redwoods of California, to the hills of Tennessee, to the Rockies in the Sunshine State and Maine with that bright and shining sea. From coast to coast in North America, it's time for your host with the most, bringing you all the entertainment news that should be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, It's the WDW Pro Show!
I thought that chicken tacos were better than the rest.
Are you ready for perfect, authentic Mexican cooking just like your mama used to make? Come on down to Mexican Iron Man's Rabbit Chicken Tacos and Lawn Care Services, where not only do you get the freshest in Mexican cuisine, but you also get a fresh cut lawn. And don't forget to check out our second location, wherever the police have not yet run the van away from.
Mexican Iron Man, rabbit chicken tacos, lawn care services.
And if you think the cilantro tastes very fresh, it's no accidente, amigo.
Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo! Ladies and gentlemen, happy hump day. Where's Mike? Mikey, where you be? Boy, this is going to be a really sour kind of show today if Mexican Iron Man is in the chat. And he's on the thumbnail, but he's not where it's at on the panel. But folks, we got a great guy with us right now. Starting off, Lauren Connor is here. Lauren, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm having a great day. It's a great day to be together.
It's hump day.
It's hump day indeed. And folks out there, get to it, right? Wait a minute. That's not about it. Never mind, folks. Never mind. Wait until after the show's over. It is difficult to do such things while paying close attention to the latest excursion into live streaming excellence, and that's what we're about. 350 of you out there, ladies and gentlemen, join us right now as we are just getting started, and we're going to have a good time tonight. What are we talking about? Well, we got the Super Bowl stuff because, Lord, I don't know if you know, but this may have actually broken Nielsen finally. Nielsen's been around for a long time. This deal where Nielsen suddenly started counting the ratings in a new way. And guess what, Lauren? On my Patreon, before this happened, I predicted they were going to do this. I said, they've got this new system. They're saying they're not going to use it, but they're going to use it. And guess what? They used it. So now nobody's going to trust Nielsen. I don't know what we're going to do with that anymore. CNN's down more than 2/3, Lauren, in ratings. And so people are saying, well, they're going to get sold. Hey, I think I know a buyer. And then finally, Lauren, a topic that I know is very near and dear to your heart. Turns out that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie has the same budget as a TV show on Disney+.
Yep.
So if you wondered why it looked like a TV show on Disney+, it's because that's the money they're giving it. Lauren, are you ready to dive in, sir? Are you ready for all the fun we've got, the frivolity, if you will?
Whether I'm ready or not, I'm here and it's time.
Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, starting off with our superstars. Let's find out what you all have to say, and we'll get them up on the screen starting right now. From Wild and Crazy Bear for $6, R.I.P. James Vanderbeek. Yes, absolutely. And I'll tell you this, too. This is really starting to bother me, Lauren. And as it should. There are so many people, so many celebrities, but people in my life who are passing away from cancer at very young ages.
Yep.
And I know this is something that many of us had anticipated after what we've been through in the past half decade, but it doesn't bring any joy. It's very, it's a somber thing to watch so many people getting this and passing away.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when you lump something under the definition of cancer, and when people talk about a cancer cure, there are so many different kinds of cancer. It's not one thing. And so that's part of the problem. It's not an easy thing to deal with or eradicate. Some are more easy to manage than others, but it's always a tragedy when somebody is afflicted with it, and you just hope that our medical procedures keep getting better to help manage and deal with it.
You know, I'm a big fan of what Norm Macdonald said about cancer. And of course, you know, he passed away from that, right?
Yep.
Norm Macdonald, nobody knew that he had it, by the way. Kept it secret all the way to the end. Norm Macdonald, in his last months, made a joke and said, you know, people tell you that, they lost to cancer. He said, that's not true. And in the typical way that Norm Macdonald made a joke, he said, that's not true. Nobody loses to cancer. You fight it to a draw. You know, because the cancer loses too.
Yep, and it's true. And boy, you talk about a great comedic mind taken too soon. He's my favorite comic. So
mine too, Lauren. Oh boy, I love the moth joke. Have you ever heard the moth joke?
Yep, yeah.
Gosh, so good.
And that's him channeling Russian existentialism into a joke and turning it into a Shaggy Dog joke. The man was absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant. And did you know that? Do you know that Paul Chatto knew Norm and his crew? And Paul told me that the whole deal about Norm Macdonald is the delivery. The joke's not always that funny. It's just he could make anything funny.
Well, he was also really, really quick on his feet. There were a couple of appearances that he made on Conan O'Brien. There's the one with the gal who was from Melrose Place. I can't think of her name. But she was promoting a movie with Carrot Top. And the interview was not going particularly well. And Norm sensed this and enlivened the entire thing. And it's one of the most brilliant sets I ever saw on Conan.
Wonderful. Kaylee for 5. Pedro nearly appeared at the Super Bowl. Oh, he did. Does this mean we have a spring Invisifizzle? Wiltonian experience coming for Pedro. I'm just happy I pronounced Invisifizzle the right way. Kaylee, it means I've got content for the Spritzel. That's what it means. We got it. We got clips of it. Chef Eddie for 2. Bad Bunny chicken tacos and lawn care services. You know what? They're just going to be Bad Bunny tacos. And Mike, when he gets here, and Lauren, did you hear the bell on the green room? I think someone stepped in there. We'll check and see who it is. But I got a feeling. That we're going to drop the chicken. We'll find out why. Snarky Stink Nugget for 199. Power to the 199. You bunch of Niners. Good eve, all. Stink it up. Yeah, get to stinking. Walter Tomaskuski for 199. Pro, the Wilt Disney Company. A win for tomorrow. Yep, it's Tomorrowland after all. Clint Skinner 007 has become a YouTube member. Welcome aboard, sir. John Maynor out there for $4.99. I saw a photo of Mexican Iron Man. Where is my Mexican Iron Man and his rabbit chicken tacos? Will he appear? Will he make it in, folks? We'll find out. And for 5 from Mark Daly, also R.I.P. Brad Arnold. Pour one out for the great guy 3 doors down. Not my time. Helped me rally at my worst point. Ironic under the circumstances. That's right. The author of Kryptonite wrote it when he was 15 years old. Went on to become a mega superstar. And again, one of those guys that absolutely gone too soon. Just gone too soon.
Yep.
Folks, let's talk about that super chat goal we got out there. We are 3 out of 30. Trust me tonight, you want to hit the 30. I mean, if we don't, it'll be okay. I'm not going to be too sad, but can I tease this, Lauren? Can I tease them what we've got?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to stop you.
Folks, we finished it. We got the Culture Casino TV show intro finished. It's done. Okay? And we here at the Pro Studios, we try to make sure that we give you the good stuff. You guys hit the goal the other night. We've got this available for members now on the community tab. Go select your emoji. Tell us what you want. We'll vote on it. We'll have fun. And if we hit it today, if we hit that goal today, the full-blown Culture Casino theme song, the whole TV show, we've done it.
Potatoes, fried green tomatoes, arugula. Hey, what's up?
When injustice strikes, I strike back.
We'll watch it, folks, but it's up to you. Can we hit the 30? We'll find out. All right, Lauren, we got to hit the topics. One more super chat in. Let's see what we got here. 2 more, excuse me. Miss Maria is out there for 2. Hi, Miss Maria. I watched the halftime show. I don't get it. He is the artist of our era. He is the new Michael Jackson. He is the new Aerosmith. He is the new Paul McCartney. But if you go read his lyrics, it's unbelievable. Have you read the lyrics, Lauren?
I heard your interesting translation of them. I haven't gone to read them myself, but I get the gist.
I figured it out, Lauren. He is like Cardi B if she was in 5th grade writing the lyrics. That's what it is. That's what it is. Mark Daly for 5. Arnold also wrote Citizen Soldier. So remember, Brad, by remembering those who risk all to keep us safe. Well said. Well said. And Snarky Distinct Nugget for $4.99. Mad Iron Mike. Let's go, amigo. You know what? They want him. They want Mexican Iron Man, and I can't hold him back anymore.
We have waited for months, mis amigos. Finally, the hero has arrived.
It is the hombre of legend. Look.
He's a man, he's a man, he's a mic of a man. Everyone be a fan of Mexican Iron Man.
He's arrived, ladies and gentlemen. He's here. He's here. Bienvenidos, Mexican Iron Man.
How come on the thumbnail it says 2027, not 2026?
Well, because Bad Bunny was the Super Bowl guy for this one. You get next year.
Oh, I get next year?
Yeah, Mike, it's Disney's hosting it next year. You ready?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Oh, that ought to be great.
Yeah, you'll fit right in.
You
can talk to him about those stocks.
Y'all got to know your pronouns.
Yeah, those pronouns in Spanish. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll find out.
Yeah. Well,
Mike,
we got served your fine audience tonight, sir.
Hey, man, just being here. We're happy to have you, Mike. It's been months. It's tax season. This is a rare tax season appearance by the man of legend, El Hombre. How do you say iron in Spanish, Mike?
Hierro. H-I-E-R-O.
Hierro. El Hombre de Hierro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Your Spanish is a lot better than, I'd rather say that I'm like a holy man on a mission, if you will.
Hey, muchísimas gracias.
I'm like a holy man on a
means
mission.
a lot.
I'm no longer Mexican Iron Man. I'm now a holy man on a mission. So I'm hombre de hierro. I'm a holy man on a mission after seeing that halftime show. I have hung up the outfit. I've hung up the suit.
Wait a minute.
I have been inspired by that show to give up being Mexican Iron Man. I am now a holy man.
Wait a minute. Bad Bunny had that effect on you?
Yeah, dude. Like literally.
What happened, Mike? What?
Dude, here's the thing: is like I'm aware of his music, like in general. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm aware of it because I've always listened to a lot of Latin music, and I've always, you might not believe this, but in a younger life, I was a professional I professionally danced salsa, merengue, and in a lot of competitions. Latin music is very near and dear to me, almost as much as Star Wars or anything else I've ever commented on. But the thing is like I know a lot of his songs, and so when I was sitting there watching it here on Hilton Head Island with a bunch of white folk who had no idea what was going on, I recognized some of the songs. Now he was mumbling through most of it. Not that he doesn't mumble in general. He was mumbling through most of it, and some of the blatant sexual lyrics were not there, but absolutely the suggestive lyrics and the slang was there. So anyone that is Latino got the hint, and if you didn't get the hint anyway, it's just the entire show I found offensive. The guys grinding on each other, men and women grinding on each other. This is a global, worldwide celebratory event. I thought I was looking at a Latino pagan festival in the middle of the straw cornfields. It was freaking disgusting. It was gross.
You saw Roger Goodell, his face.
I was ashamed that my 12-year-old son was watching it up in Connecticut. The whole family are Patriot fans. I found it disgusting. I found it lewd. I found it an absolutely poor representation of culture. And hey, if you're from a dirtbag, third world, illegal migrant crap ass country, maybe you loved it. Now, Puerto Rico is part of the United States. So shout out to Puerto Rico. Shout out.
Love those tostones, Mike. We love the tostones.
Shout out to the rabbit chicken farmers in Puerto Rico. We will continue to import your goods. But all of the illegal migrant, foreign, third world invader chickens that are trying to cross the border. We ain't gonna have none of that out here in the United States. All right, you chickens that are trying to cross the border to get into rabbit chicken farms, USA. Well, we're gonna hold that border. All right, if you chickens don't have your papers and you come from an illegal migrant third world country, not Puerto Rico, we're gonna hold you at the border and we're gonna repel you, or you will be first in line for the slaughter for the upcoming harvest.
Scanning for bad bunnies. Scanning for bad bunnies.
Mike, so you were bothered by it. I can understand why. Mike, the lyrics for Bad Bunny songs, they're either scandalous and they put Cardi B to shame, or they're elementary. I'll put this up for people so they can understand. If it's not,
I don't know what a beat is. It means.
So if it's not one of the ones that's incredibly grotesque, here are the lyrics. So everybody can understand the wordsmithing that's happened. I'm going to take them all to the VIP. The VIP, hey, say hi to Auntie. Let's take a selfie, say cheese, hey. Let the ones already slept with smile. And a VIP, hey, say hi to Auntie. Let's take a selfie, say cheese. Let those who have already forgot about me smile. I really like the Gabrielas, the Patricias, the Nicolas, the Sofias. My first girlfriend in kindergarten, Maria. My first love's name was Talia. I have a Colombian who writes me every day, and a Mexican I didn't know about, another one in San Antonio that still loves me, and the one from Puerto Rico, PR, all mine. A Dominican who's a hottie, one from Barcelona that came by plane and says that my wiener is fire. There you go, folks. That's what that's the level of lyrical wordsmithery that you can get out of Bad Bunny.
Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, I laugh at the white liberal progressive classical, and yeah, I'm going to get political on your channel. You invite me on, you don't know what you're going to get. That's why I'm here.
It was a message of unity, Mike.
Yeah, right. So you know, all the cracker progressive leftist classical liberal retards and Democrats.
Mike's allowed to use the word cracker here, folks. He can say it.
Yeah, I can say it.
Lauren, you can't.
When you invite me on, you get what you get. Don't think for a second I'm going to censor myself. Hell no.
Go for it, Mike. Hit him with the truth.
I'm not going to be like, oh, gee, WDW Pro is inviting me on his channel. I'm going to be a good little voice so I get some more subscribers.
Give him la verdad, Mike. Give him la verdad.
Oh, my God. I just want to be on the Pro Show so people would notice me because he's such a big channel. I'll get all kinds of subs. Yeah, me, don't care. Don't care. Don't care about subs. Don't care about monetization. Even if I was monetized, how much money would I make on YouTube? It'd probably pay for my what?
Hey, Mike, real quick for all of the advertisers out there who are watching right now. All right, folks, he's lighting it up. He's seen all the Bad Bunny he can handle. For advertisers, it's a candy cigar. Candy cigar, of course.
Anyway, I found get back on topic. I found the show offensive. I found it not the best representation. But here's what I would have done. Mexican Iron Man doesn't just come with criticisms about I forgot to talk about my leftist woke friends. You try to get me off subject, but
I think you called them the woke crackers of the world.
Yeah, the leftist woke cracker, classical liberal progressive, whatever. They're like, I really enjoyed it. I'm like, stop trying, white people. Stop with your like, oh gee, the minorities are just doing such a good job with their dancing, and they're so good with the way they put on the straw outfits. It's just amazing. No, stop. We don't need your little pity white cracker leftist liberal Democrat support. Those of us who are Latino, it sucked. Those of us that are low class Latino loved it. Those of us that have a brain and actually graduate and have some class thought it sucked. All right. Anyway. So back on point. Here's what I would have done. Mexican Iron Man doesn't just come with problems and criticisms. He comes with solutions. What I would have done.
What would you have done?
The 60th Super Bowl. What I would have done is I would have done a show featuring the 60 years of Super Bowl against 60 years of 6 decades of music in America. Imagine going back to the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and bringing it all back to 50s, going all over Sugar Pie, Honey Bunch, and just moving forward through, rock and roll and through hip hop and rap and all of the classic Americana music, including country western, and just shooting this amazing 20 to 25-minute show with 6 decades of football meshed up against 6 decades of the best music of the last 60 years. That's what I would have done. That would have been unifying. That could have had black representation, white representation, country and western representation, rock music, soul music, R&B, hip hop, fill in the blanks, even some Ricky Martin. You could even have some Para Bailar La Bamba from the 80s.
I want Shakira, Mike. I want Shakira. Enough with Ricky Martin. Give me the Shakira.
In there, you could throw it all in there, and that would have been a 60-year celebration of football Americana and 60 years of the classic hits that we love most. That would have brought the entire planet together. That would have been truly celebratory, and that would have merited the love, heart, mind, admiration of every American and those that aspire to be American from around the globe.
Mike, you've inspired an onslaught of super chats and commentary. We're going to get to it right now, folks, so you can find out what Mike thinks about what you say. Dove, $471 for $5 for the goal. Thank you, truly. Benjamin Loken for $2. Our YouTuber has returned. What are you talking about, Lauren? Me? Oh, Mike.
Me.
Mike's a YouTuber.
Me.
We've got Patrick Ganaway out there for $5. Folks at the Super Bowl couldn't see the halftime show for all the sugarcane. Wait till you find out that was fake. It was people in costumes, wearing sugarcane costumes. The least cool costume you could wear. Ken Reihart for $2. Hooray! My favorite not YouTuber is here.
Not a YouTuber. Never will be. Never was. Never shall be.
Mark Daly disagrees. For 5, he says, "Hail, Mexican Iron Man, the best YouTuber." That's not a YouTuber. Oh, well, that's a
Yeah, there you go.
paradoxical. Bonds Rug for 2. I got jackalope burrito for the menu, Mike. Jackalope? Right up there with the little, what's the goat sucker's name? Chupacabra. Patrick Ganaway for 5. So, holy man means holes in shirts, pants, and shoes?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's a good one.
Then we got Red Tigress. Well, StreamYard? Huh. Red Tigress, we always appreciate you. Let's play your clip right now. Coming in from John Graberth, the space jockey for 1999. Mexican Iron Man is my hero. Tax season over. I'm coming back for Sunday, or for Sun, Women, and Drink.
Yeah, we call him here on the island. He's known as the professional.
Oh, the professional of what, Mike?
We're still figuring that out, but that's how he's known.
Redasaurus for 5. I realized that with Bob Iger going away, we won't hear Mike say, "Dang it, Bob," ever again.
By the way, I have breaking news. I have come to the conclusion. I have not decided what day it will happen, but I will be selling all my Disney stock, all of it, and eating the loss.
Oh.
It will be sometime in the next 30, 45 days.
Did Valiant tell you to do that?
No, I just can't. I just.
Warren Buffett says never sell for loss, Mike.
I know, but I can't do it. I just have to do it. It's just, I cannot look at everything else going up and that staying flat or not going anywhere.
Can I tell people, Mike, that I thought it was a joke. I thought it was funny, and so we'd rib you a little bit, and then I found out the total, and I stopped making the joke. It wasn't funny anymore.
It's not fucking fun. Oh.
What are you, Tom Connors? You come in here and get the swear jar going immediately?
Sorry, you got. Hey, I'm not a seasoned YouTuber. I let it slip. I've been on live stream in months.
This
anyway,
guy.
It's not a small number, dude. It's not a small number.
YouTube, it's not a freaking small number. It's not a freaking small number.
Various blogs.
Sucking piece of gutter trash.
Oh boy.
You triggered
Okay.
me.
Mike, can you give us a dang it, Bob, for old time's sakes?
Dang it, Bob.
Dang it, Josh. Dana just doesn't have the same ring. I'm sad. We'll get more. Don't worry. Kayla for 5. Mike, is wabbit season or duck season?
It's always wabbit season.
Always wabbit season. All right, I see this guy out here, Culture Casino, and I'm going to send him the link. Culture, you know where to go to find it. I'm going to send you the link, Culture. We've got a special super chat goal, and you got to be here for it. Culture Casino for 10. Why not celebrate America in year 250 as well? Go, Mikey!
Right, thank you. This is
Right.
my e-cigar. How do you like it? USB charges.
There you go, folks. There you go. It's got candy dust in there.
Yep,
That's not a euphemism. It's real candy.
Nope,
Richard James. RJ's feeling good for 5. Please, Mexican Iron Man, don't feel a need to hold back. Let your true sentimientos out in the open.
Oh, I'm trying. They are. And if Pro keeps mentioning up how much my stock blocks are of Disney, yeah.
Hey, you're going to sell them. Be done with it. Out of there.
I got to sell. Culture was right. Culture told me to do it 3 years ago, and I did.
You need to put it in like NVIDIA or whatever it is that Elon's making.
In fact, the funny thing is I thought about doing that about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, but I didn't.
We won't pull up the charts. Snarky Distinct
You
number
already
for
did. What do you
50.
mean you won't? You already did it last time I was here.
We won't do it again is what I mean, Mike. We would never do that to you again.
You say you weren't going to do it then, and you did it.
Snarky for 50. 6 decades of music. Heck yeah. You go, Mikey. Snarky, you go. $50. You wild man.
Perfect.
Barry the Amusement Man for 2. Have missed my favorite YouTuber Mexican Iron Man.
Oh, hello there.
Patrick Anyway for 5. So, Mike, what kind of soap do you prefer? Cilantro, of course.
What?
People say cilantro tastes like soap. I don't agree.
Why would you even eat that to know the answer? Like, how would you know that?
Cilantro is delicious. It's delicioso.
I know, but how do you know what soap tastes like to perform a comparative analysis?
I hope that people are like 5 and they tried it. But if you're an adult and you're going back to it, you got a problem.
God, I should know the brand I use. It's the same crap. Irish Spring.
You're not fully clean until you're... Wait, that's the wrong one. What's the Irish Spring one, Lauren?
I couldn't tell you, but I got a whole bunch of bars of it in my cabinet.
I'm going back into my memory of like the Price is Right. Price is Right had all the soap commercials.
You got to hurry up and buy all the Irish Spring while the Irish is still Irish.
You remember Mr. Bubble? What happened to Mr. Bubble? That was a great bubble bath thing when you were a kid. Where'd Mr. Bubble go? Gone. The FTM probably had some sort of toxic chemicals in it. The FTM for 2 for the Mexican Iron Man swear jar. I own 2 shares myself.
Yeah.
And Mark Daly for 10. Read the story of the Tower of Babel, and the message is clear. Speak the same language and rise to amazing heights, or don't, and language in profane gibberish.
Languish.
All right, folks, we're going to get to the first big news item, but before we do, let's bring you a surprise. We got a double dose of awesome on the way, and here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, these guys.
Purple potatoes, fried green tomatoes, arugula.
With the charm, the spark of truth, the storm you can't silence.
Weird.
We got a posse. We got a posse. Look at these guys. No gals, but Wiz, have you ever been on with Mexican Iron Man before?
I think very briefly, a long time ago. Mike, I haven't seen you in a while.
What's up?
How we doing?
Don't buy any Disney stock.
I heard you are returning to your former roots as being a YouTuber now that Disney has made big changes. There's a new CEO. You need to cover it. Is that what's going to happen?
No, good Lord, no. I'm here because Pro sent me a text message that says, come on the show tonight. And I'm like, fine, you get 30 minutes and then I'm out.
All right, in that case, folks, here we go. Can you ever believe Nielsen again? That's the question people are asking because Nielsen changed the way they measure ratings for the Super Bowl. Out of thatparkplace.com, Bad Bunny halftime show record viewership narrative collapses as final Nielsen numbers show year-over-year decline. It says the early media victory lap surrounding the reported record-breaking Bad Bunny halftime show viewership, well, it's fallen apart. In the immediate aftermath of Super Bowl 60, entertainment trades and mainstream press outlets rushed out headlines declaring the performance the most watched halftime show in history. Preliminary projections floated a massive 135.4 million viewers, framing the show as a cultural milestone and a record-shattering success. The problem? They were not accurate. Updated Nielsen reporting shows that Bad Bunny, the halftime show, averaged 128.2 million viewers. While still an enormous television audience by any traditional metric, it falls well short of the early projections that fueled the record-breaking headlines. And hang on, folks, we'll get to what really is going on here. Initial reports also pushed another now-debunked talking point that more viewers tuned in for the halftime show than for the game itself. Finalized data shows the opposite. Yeah, places like Variety were in on this as well. You should also know that the Samba stuff, and here's the graph, this is the real problem for them. Samba is looking to be accurate, and we'll explain that in just a minute. Before we do, I've covered this before, we'll do it again for those who are new to this. Nielsen changed the way that they cover ratings. Okay, here is the release from Nielsen. I'll be brief with this, I promise. But it says, an estimated 124.9 million viewers watched Super Bowl 60 on Sunday, February 8th, yada, yada. But here's where it says what you need to know. They changed the game. This is the first Super Bowl to be reported using Nielsen's Big Data Plus panel measurement methodology, which was officially rolled out in September 2025, but it's the first Super Bowl to have it. Big Data Plus panel provides the most accurate TV measurement to date. Okay, here's the problem. If we go down to these Super Bowl ratings, none of these other Super Bowls had this new thing they're using. And you say, Pro, what's the new thing they're using? Online impressions and online viewership. How much would Super Bowl 59, what would the ratings have been if they had that last year? You think people were not using the internet last year? You think we were still on AOL and dial-up? No. tons of people were online. Not counted. This year counted, and yet still came 3 million below. How many millions is that worth? I don't know, folks, but it's a ton. And if we go all the way down here, they admit it again. They say Super Bowl 60 in 2026 was the first Super Bowl reported using Nielsen's big data plus panel methodology. All prior reporting used Nielsen's panel-only measurement. The first Super Bowl to include out-of-home viewing was back in 2021. Nielsen began including out-of-home viewing in its national TV measurement in September of 2020. As of February 25, Nielsen's out-of-home measurement covers 100% of the U.S. contiguous television population. And what that means is they basically they lump in a number of people that they just assume are out at bars and hospitals and airports. They don't have any way of knowing it. They just lump it in. Samba shows what really went on, though. And folks, I'm going to break this down in high fidelity. You ready? Let me click on this so we can get it as close up as we can of the graph. Let's see. Okay, we got this. Here we go. Folks, here is the graph. I want you to look. Here is the Super Bowl, and you see that dip. That's the halftime show, right? Okay, we've got this broken down into green is Seattle, red is Boston, but gray is everywhere else. We care about the everywhere else because as much as we love Seattle and Boston, boy, those are great cities, eh? The everywhere else is like, what, 99% of the American population? Look at where the gray was. The gray was at 100% as the Super Bowl halftime show started. The gray then dropped all the way down to almost 80%. What do we call it, 85%? That's a 15% drop at the halftime show, and that never, ever, never, ever happens. That never happens. Why? Because what is one of the things that everybody wants to see? The halftime show. And even the people who don't care about football suddenly put down their salsa and chips. The ladies come out from wherever they've been hiding while the guys are sitting there acting like a bunch of yahoos and yahoos. The ladies come in, they're like, let's watch the Super Bowl halftime show together. It's a cultural phenom. Except this year, something completely different happened this year. And what you need to see is that as they dropped 15%, notice that the gray never fully recovered. None of them did, but the gray, which is everywhere except Seattle and Boston, never fully recovered. It came back to about 90%, and then it started dropping. It started dropping. And what that means is that the halftime show didn't do what the halftime show is supposed to do. The halftime show is supposed to skyrocket this thing so that the third quarter and the commercials that happen in the third quarter get all kinds of excitement. The complete opposite happened. Wiz, I go to you first on this one. Did you know that Nielsen changed the rules? Did they change the way they calculate the ratings this year? Did you realize that was in the fine print?
No, but I can't say I'm surprised because with an event that was this high profile, that was going to have this many people around the world watching and paying attention to this was a big deal. So I'm not surprised that this happened to be the year they changed the metrics that they were going to be reporting on. But everything you just showed here, Pro, with the Samba TV analytics, I mean, that's pretty telling. Even if they were to come back, right? Even for retention's sake, you were to say that people left and then they came back after the show. Like, that's really bad. You've lost people. They've tuned out for something very specific for an allotted amount of time, and then they come back. That's possible in YouTube. We see that. We see that in advertising, right? When you run an ad in your videos, some people don't know this. If you run an ad in your videos in the beginning, people they'll just skip ahead, right? In this case, as you were just showing, they left. They lost lots of people here, and they didn't come back. That's pretty bad, which means that these are homes in America and around the world that are whoever's tuned in that Samba's recording, that stopped watching and then found something else or got distracted and went away.
Well, okay, so Wiz, think about this.
Good.
That graph shows that the TPUSA numbers line up, right? So we're looking at what? 10, 15, 20 million people that turned off the Super Bowl for the halftime show. Okay, so that happens, then they never return. Where did they go? They probably went to the TPUSA. And the idea that this didn't have any effect on the NFL, the advertisers have a completely different expectation. By the way, here it is out of that Park Place. How is Nielsen now figuring out the ratings? You might say, how many people are watching TV? You're wrong now. Nielsen is now doing broadcast audiences, streaming platforms, mobile viewing, out-of-home measurement, and co-viewing estimates, which is where they try to figure out, they guess how many people might be in the same room with you in your home. This is where we are. And because of this desire to save Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl, now maybe Nielsen, because Nielsen has this back area that you pay tons of money for and you get access and high fidelity, and the big companies use that. But in terms of like the average viewer, the average reader, nobody knows what this means anymore because it's not TV. Mike, why did they sacrifice so much? Why were reputations laid out for this Bad Bunny guy? What is it about him that they have to save him?
Reputations? What makes you think that leftists in the media care about reputations? What's the matter with you? So, there you go, applying logic to an emotional group of people. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
There's nothing about this decision to have him as the halftime performer that could have ever gone down and or been represented other than anything less than a total success. There's no way.
And here's what they switched to now, Mike. They've switched, instead of ratings, we're at parrot analytics kind of stuff. You remember how the Acolyte came out and they're like, it's the most clicked on X thing that's ever been. I mean, people are really looking at links and posts about it. It's like, yeah, they're mocking it. We're here now because now they've switched from ratings to social media impressions, viral video clips, streaming music boosts, and international engagement. What the heck is engagement? Nobody knows. They're just making it up now. That's where we are. This is how
that's what I
desperate
want
they
to
are.
do this year.
You want to get engaged?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Hey,
tired
Mike,
of I cannot live the single Playboy life forever.
And it is hard. It is hard on you. Talking about Samba TV, by the way, the numbers add up for Samba TV. Culture, I'll get you in on this one. Samba had said that 48.6 million U.S. households tuned in. That lines up with Nielsen. I know people don't understand that. We'll explain it right now. 48.6 million U.S. households. There's not one person in a household usually. It's a higher number of people that are on average inside a household. So 2 to 3x, you're going to start getting towards the Nielsen numbers. But guess what? 26.5 million U.S. households continue to watch the Super Bowl halftime. And that's why, listen, once the Samba and Nielsen numbers line up, once we separate out the nonsense online engagement crap, they're on the money. And so when Samba TV gets that, then we look at the halftime drop-off and we say, whoa, wait a minute. This is a huge problem for the NFL.
Yeah. Look, 39% minimum of the audience dropped off when the halftime show kicked off. That's a substantial number. But we haven't gotten to why this is being done and why they went to an outside party to create these halftime shows. It's essentially outsourcing any kind of DEI duties so they can blame Jay-Z and his Rock Nation company for these kinds of problems. And they can, certainly direct, the artists towards the cadre of artists that Rock Nation has access to, which is a big problem. So when I look at this, I think it's even more nefarious than we're even giving it credit for. I think that you're right. Parrot Analytics certainly seems to enter into this, but counting social media engagement isn't necessarily people who are watching any of this. It's just somebody who likes somebody's given tweet about the Super Bowl or the halftime show.
Or they're making fun of it culture.
Yeah, it's nonsense. Yeah. And everybody was making fun of it. And look, the thing that they're more concerned about, and I know we have limited time with Mike, but the thing they should be more concerned about and is the advertisers. In what way is this in service of the advertisers if they just had 40% of their audience evaporate?
Yeah, I think this is a crazy situation, the way it's going to play out. But I'm interested to see where it goes next, right? What's the spin going to be? The dust still hasn't quite settled yet. What is the spin on this going to be? And then, Mike, I'm curious to know your thoughts, and Culture, your thoughts as well. Can they survive next year doing something as controversial as what they've done this year? Can they do it again? Can they pull it off again?
Who's going to jail in the music industry for this island stuff? Can they put somebody like that on there? That's about it.
I mean, look, it's the Super Bowl. They can do whatever the heck they want. Let's not. I mean, look, they're. It would have been unconscionable and unthinkable at one point to sing the Black National Anthem first off the bat. It would have been unconscionable to do a halftime show in a language that very few people actually understand. The problem is that America, the very fabric of America, all of its values has been eroded and degraded. From the Walt Disney Company ripping out its ferries and Tom Sawyer Island, and all the way to Spanish to the Super Bowl. America is turning into the homeland of not the great Americana, but it's turning into the new homeland for illegal migrant third world invaders, and a lack of morals, a lack of American values, and cultural multiplicity that makes no sense to anybody. This country is no longer cohesive, and anything that has money can do whatever money wants. There was a time where money was a tool to reinforce culture, and now from here on out, money is just a tool to be spent and create short little pockets of dopamine in people's heads. And Democrats love dopamine.
Mike, somewhere, a purple-haired viewer, first-time watcher, just had their mind explode that you are the one saying these things. I know. Bringing the truth, folks. Lauren, guess what? Samba TV, who again, ladies and gentlemen, if you add up their numbers, it's going with the Nielsen stuff minus the online engagement. So that means we think it's accurate. Samba is saying that we're on a 3-year decline, Lauren, in Super Bowl ratings. Usher at 30 million households, talking about the Super Bowl halftime show. Kendrick Lamar, 28.8. Bad Bunny, 26.5. We're dropping. People are turning this off, and if it continues to drop like this, why wouldn't there be more TPUSAs that throw on an alternative?
Well, I think that's the interesting part about this story is that it did show, it's like, I think some people are framing this in the media as TPUSA got stomped, and it's like, of course they did. It's the Super Bowl. They were never going to beat the Super Bowl, but they took a significant portion of the audience, which shows that it's possible. And another interesting part about that to me was I read an article, I don't remember from where, but they were saying that the impressive part of it is that TPUSA only had 5 months to put this together. And if that's the case, and the advertisers have taken notice of how many views that they got, imagine what they can do with a year to prep. And that means that other people can do the same. So in a way, whether you agree with TPUSA's politics or whether you agree with them running a secondary halftime show, I think this actually is a win for everybody because it shows that the market will adjust. And when it does so, that may also impact the rate at which the Super Bowl can charge for their advertising for their halftime show, which may make it more affordable for advertisers to spread the money around, which will also engage multiple different audience segments, which should be ideally what we want. So I'm curious to see how that shakes out next year.
We'll pay attention, folks, but remember, they lied to you. We covered their lies. The next step is, of course, they're going to despise you evermore because you didn't do what they told you you have to do. They always say, if you don't like it, don't watch it. And then they get mad when you don't watch it. Well, we're there again. All right, folks, it's time for your Super Chats. And oh my gosh, we've already hit the limit. This is incredible. We're going to get the ones for Mike out first. Here we go. Chef Eddie for 5, Mexican Iron Man is selling his Disney stock to make a bid for WBD.
Mexican Iron Man is selling his stock so that he can swallow all these losses and basically make sure that all the other profits and the rest of his stocks are meaningless now. Thank you.
Hey, Mike, do you have a prediction? I haven't heard you weigh in on this. Who do you think is going to win Warner Brothers? Is that going to be Netflix or Paramount Skydance?
I don't know. Don't care. Don't know.
Well, you better if you're going to make a bid for it. KB4342, member for 31 months. Glad to see you back, Mike. Hello, pro and panel.
What up, KB?
What up, what up? Coming in from Chef Eddie again, 42. Mike should talk to Dana Wilton before he sells. Yeah, you need to talk to that blonde.
Wilton? Is Dana Wilton hot?
She's second in command now, Mike. Wait till you see her.
All right.
Let's see here. What else we got?
Well, we've got somebody, who was it? Snarky the Stink has a bunch of little ones that spell my name.
Ooh, let's go up there. Oh, I didn't realize that's what it all spelled. Okay, here we go. Snarky dropped a blank one for $5. That sounds really funny that Snarky dropped a blank one. We won't say that again.
Say it with me, Culture.
Come on, Culture. Drink your coffee, man.
Stop doing your other live stream and talk for a minute. I
R
O
N M
I
I
K
K
What is that spelled, Culture?
Iron Mike.
Yep.
Wow, that took me back to my days of kindergarten, but in some sort of strange, almost psychedelic, but unpleasant way. SFX F314 Sabretooth Raptor for 10. Darth Mexican Iron Vader. When I last saw you, I was a learner. Now I'm the master. Culture Hobo Jedi. I am immortal. No! Screaming out the Death Star window. See? You are better in accounting.
One wonderful Disney stock.
Mike, let's see. Oh, wait. We've got one more for you. Says from Mark Daly for 5. Mike, don't sell. When Apple buys Disney and all the Disney stock you've sold becomes Apple stock, then you'll really need a swear jar.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I bought Apple a long time ago. My Apple's okay. I'm at a good position at Apple.
Glad to hear about your Apple.
That's good.
Sean, formerly artist John for $199. Power to $199. Mexican Iron Man. Go Athletics. Go A's.
Let's go the Homeless Athletics, formerly known as the Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas, maybe. Here's the cheer. When the Oakland Athletics come to Atlanta, because they're going to come play in Atlanta this year, I'm going to be like in the stands. I'm like, go Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas, wherever the heck we end up.
That's really encouraging, Mike. It's a great way to really get the fans.
Homeless. What do we want? Athletics.
Well, aren't you getting a Tropicana Stadium or something in Vegas?
I don't know. It's not. What's the latest pictures? Is it built yet? Should have been built already.
All right. Well, Mike, I know you got to get out of here. One final thought from you, sir.
I'll probably wind down. I'm exhausted. I've been up since 5, so I'm sorry I can't stay. But
I love you, Mike. I know you're working hard, man. I can't wait to see you in a month or so.
Mike, it's an honor and a pleasure, sir. Take care.
See you later. Bye, Fake Wizard. Bye, Pro. Bye, Culture. Bye, Lauren.
Bye, man.
We have waited for months, mis amigos. Finally, the herald has arrived. It is the hombre of legend. Look.
He's a man, he's a Mike of a man. Everyone be a fan of Mexican Iron Man.
All right, let's get to the rest of these super chats. We've got RJ out there for 2. Sounds like they're using subjective feelings. Wait a minute. RJ, are you going meta on me? If you get an objective feeling, you let me know. John made it for $4.99. How much did Disney pay Nielsen to change their numbers? I wouldn't mind an estimate. Disney would not have done it this time. Disney did not host the Super Bowl. They've got it this next year. Snarky Stink Nugget for $4.99. Dang it. High rates out there. Remember, for 23 months, almost 2 years. Don't worry. Daddy Josh will fix Disney. Wiz, have you seen this? Some of these people are calling Josh tomorrow Daddy Josh, just like they called Pedro Peepaw Pedro or whatever. Why are they so weird?
I could have gone my whole life not knowing that. So
I'm sorry.
I'm disappointed that now I know that.
Of all the things I could give you in life, I gave you this. I'm sorry, Wiz.
Yeah.
Which is worse, Daddy Josh or Mommy Dana?
Daddy Josh. Yeah.
All right.
Archer Merchant for 2.
That's an easy one, Lauren.
Yep. We all know they Disney-fied their numbers. Yeah, everybody knows this. Really think about it, folks. I mean, what are they going to do? If they gave you somebody who comes out on stage and can hardly speak and can hardly dance, and they tell you it's the greatest act you've ever seen, who believes this stuff anymore? Nobody. Mark Daly for 5. After being presented with the Super Bowl MVP award, Seattle running back Kenneth Walker said, "I'm going to Universal." Take that, Disney. Mark Daly for 5. Once again, they're not just massaging the numbers, they're giving them a full chiropractic adjustment. Well, they're not telling you, at least, like Variety and THR, they're not saying, by the way, we're measuring this a new way. We're adding in online numbers that we never did that before. They don't tell you that. So if you really get to it, the Samba numbers of the Super Bowl dropping 19% and the halftime show dropping 38%, it adds up. Once you take the online stuff out, yeah, Samba's on it. Snarky Stink Nugget for $1.99. VR had a great video on this. Woot woot. Totally agree. VR's videos are fantastic. Folks, get out there and watch it 100%. And VR, Valiant Renegade, was just cited yet again by Forbes. We'll have that coverage tomorrow. Patrick Ganaway for 5. Man, I miss Up With People. You guys miss Up With People?
I'm starting my own organization and musical group. It's going to be Down With Marxists.
I thought you were going to call it bologna sausage. Puck, P-U-C-K for 10. Do you think NFL has to shift left to avoid the bad publicity from Colin K? CTE coverage and soften their masculine image and make it easier to expand overseas. They think they will get more overseas. So this is the Cracker Barrel strategy, right? They've saturated their market. That's America. And they're trying to find a way to branch out into these other places. They haven't been successful in Europe. They've been very softly successful in Mexico. They're trying to find a way to do that. But what did Cracker Barrel do? Cracker Barrel wanted to be successful on the West Coast. So they dropped their image for all of their restaurants and went for the West Coast, and the West Coast still rejected them. That's the problem for the NFL. I'm going to tell you something. You can try to get Mexico. You can try to get Guatemala. You can try to get Honduras. You can try to get all these places. Argentina and Chile. You can try to get the UK, France, whatever, Germany, whatever. They're going to play football. That's what they want to play. They want to watch Real Madrid and Barcelona. They want to watch Mexico City. That's what they're going to do. And you're not going to convince them to watch guys carry the pigskin. Not going to happen. Kaylee for 5, the NFL needs to focus on the gambling aspect with Disney. Oh, they are. And the possible RICO charges with the Italian gentleman, Marvin denies they exist, as the stockbrokers of broken legs. The NFL, shockingly, I don't understand the Trump administration sometimes. The NFL and ESPN just sped right through the regulatory process and gambling coming straight to your apps, maybe the ones your kids use. Crazy.
I just want to point out that for those gentlemen you're speaking about, in their parlance, a broken leg would be a stock split.
It's not bad. Snarky for 199, Power to the 199, Sesame Street, TPP. Snarky's back again for $4.99. It's almost better that Mike is a treat rather than a regular. We all get cracking. Yeah, we love having Mike. We love him. I mean, you think about the panelists that we have on often and seldomly, and if you had to vote between Mike and Wilton, it's like a dumpster.
Everybody would vote for Mike.
Yeah, it's a taco truck versus a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve. And then we get Archer Merchant for 5. They watched it with their uncle's brother's cousin's nephew's roommate, which makes it absolutely nothing. That's the way the numbers get added up. Now, the numbers here added up, folks. You got us across the Super Chat goal, and we're not even to the second segment yet. You know what that means. It's time to play for the very first time right here on the Pro Channel, the full-blown intro to the Culture Casino cartoon show from the 90s that you never saw. Culture, we've got the full thing. Are you ready?
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
I need more energy, Culture. You're going to have to give me more energy than that.
Okay. I actually can't wait to see this. I've been excited about this for a while. I've always said we should have if not a cartoon series, a comic book, because we need to bring the message of healthy potatoes to everyone.
All right, here we go.
Come on, get the bear. Come on, get the bear.
That's not the right clip. Lauren, go ahead.
Give it the kind of energy you gave the EMTs. Throw everything on your set around.
I have very few deficits from those moments in my life, but I really don't need more blank spaces in my memory, Lauren. So I'll just say I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Here we go.
We have waited for months, mis amigos. Finally, the hero.
What is going on? That is the mic one.
That's Mikey. Yeah, we love that. That's
where's
good.
yours?
That's really, really good.
Let's see. Whizzle, fizzle, spritzel, hump day.
Although
there it is.
We have waited months, though, for the ombre of legend, so it still applies.
It's still applied.
Here it is.
Purple potatoes, fried green tomatoes, arugula.
When injustice strikes, I strike back.
Culture Casino, let's go. Culture Casino, let's go. When the EMS tries their best, strap him down, check his chest. Culture Casino, Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Let's go, let's go.
When injustice strikes, I strike back.
Flamethrowing bears can't keep the man down. Bearded and burning, it's a Campione town. Kumquats and roses, snap peas and lotus, watch the jugular. Culture Casino, let's go. Culture Casino, let's go. When the EMS tries their best, strap him down, check his chest. Culture Casino, Casino, Culture Casino, Casino. Kodiak bots can't stomp his produce down. Check out his latest Ponderosa lemons and
Postmodern neo-Marxist fear. My God. Always wash your purple potatoes. You'll think. Postmodern neo-Marxist fear. My God.
Culture Casino, let's go. Culture Casino, let's go. When the EMS tries their best, strap him down, check his chest, yeah, check Casino, Casino, Culture Casino, Casino. Culture Casino.
Culture Casino, defender of the real.
Wow. Holy cow. Goodness
Shuro
gracious.
Gunner says, can we get a human animated version? Shuro Gunner, if you're putting up $1 million, man, we'll do it. Throw me $1 million. That's the cost on that one.
I got to hit the gym harder. Holy cow. It's a lot.
What are you talking about? We used your wife sent us the specifications on your,
yeah, but I have to get bigger then. Holy cow.
You got this, man. You got this. We believe in you. Eat the purple potatoes. Kelly on for 2, so I have to ask, is culture modeling for Yera number 4?
You know what? I'd love to be a part of anything Eric does. And not only that, everybody that Eric works with is amazing. You got Drunk 3PO over there with X-Wing with the latest. I think they got pre-orders of like 2,000 over there for his work right now with his Pirates work. And I mean, it's just amazing what Ripa has been able to build over the course of just a few years. Again, all of these people saw a hole in the market, and congratulations to all of them for filling it. And not only that, it seems to be growing. People are like looking for more and more of this. So, I would never say no to working with Eric. Let me just say that.
Never, ever. All right, go Ripaverse, go. And folks, it's time to hit the next story. We got some breaking news. It's about CNN. But before we hit it, let's win it with this one right here from R.R. Smith for 5. Really, culture. You know that purple potatoes are healthy, but you don't know the benefits of catnip tea?
I've never had that. But I do know this. I mean, I have some stats I'm going to be talking about in like one of the very first videos, which talks about why purple potatoes are healthy and why, other root crops like potatoes are healthy and what they do, what they can do in your body. So that's really the whole purpose of what, are we calling it that garden place? Do I have the permission to use?
Go for it, man. Go for it.
That garden place with the Campione. Because I think that it would really be, I think it would really be beneficial for people to understand if you grow your own food, what's in everything that you eat. So
by the way, culture, as you get ready to do this garden place thing,
yeah,
talking about teas, somebody told me that there's a type of tea called mullein tea. Do you know anything about that? Mullein tea, it's a spice. Apparently, it's really healthy for you. We'll have to look that up. We'll see what we can do for it. All right, folks, let's dive in. Breaking news about the cable news channels. 2 of them are losing big time. Oh, wait. Nope. You just broke in, Snarky, with 100. Snarky with 100. Catchy as... Snarky, look at you. You're helping me out. Catchy as... song. It's Culture Casino. Excellent work, Pro. Thank you, Culture Casino, for humor to allow us to experience this.
Oh yeah, no, look, Pro. I've given Pro carte blanche. So we're doing.
You can use that on your channel, by the way, Culture. It's all yours. Yeah.
Come on, get the bear. Come on, get the bear. Come on, get the bear. Purple blood that beats about care. Oh, culture.
Yeah, we'll get rid of those guys.
Snarky
StreamYard, I
is so
swear.
generous. I can't believe it.
I feel attacked.
Yeah.
StreamYard,
You're fine.
man. It's
You're
all
fine.
the time.
It was the superior beards. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Snarky, one more time for you, man. 100. That's a Benjamin. Thank you, man.
You have every honor that a man could have. You've got almost Oscars. No. No Oscar? No Oscars.
The winner is Woody Allen for Annie Hall.
Wow, and with everything we know about Woody Allen now, he
really makes you think Hollywood might not be the nicest place in the world, eh?
Oh, and by the way, Mullen Tea looks like an amazing opportunity for respiratory health. So we're going to get into that. See if
Or arrest, one or the other. So let's find out which one it does best. Well, if you thought CNN and MS Now were having a bad time, get ready because that bad time's getting a lot worse. CNN has lost nearly 2/3 of its viewership since 2016 amid growing fears the network is circling the drain. This is out of the Daily Mail by Alex Hammer. It says CNN has lost nearly 2/3 of its primetime viewers of the past decade. Figures show the decrease from roughly 1.3 million in 2016 to only 553,000 now is fueling rumors of a possible network sale, something CNN's up for grabs parent company has vehemently denied. Now, this is all very interesting because CNN is part of the negotiations for Warner Brothers Discovery, which is definitely up for sale and which definitely owns CNN. Both Netflix and Paramount Skydance want Warner Brothers, only Paramount Skydance really wants CNN. The results recorded this month by Nielsen are actually an improvement from January, when stars like Jake Tapper, Anderson Cooper, Aaron Burnett, and Caitlin Collins only secured 488,000 sets of eyes. The network's daytime lineup has seen a similar decline as hosts such as Wolf Blitzer failed to move the needle, dropping from 752,000 to 433,000. When compared to the same part of the year in 2021, the drops were even more pronounced. 71% for primetime and 73% during the day. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, we told you these channels are dead. They really are. This headline is very kind to CNN. I would have run with this. I would have run with the story that CNN has dropped more than 70% in just 5 years. Instead, they gave them the decade. This is verified, by the way, if we go to Adweek. Adweek, this just breaking week of February 2nd, cable news ratings. This is the earliest we have. Fox News, the only network to grow. And folks, why is Fox News the only network to grow? It's what we told you would happen. We predicted it right here on the channel. How so? Remember when I said that whatever happened in Minnesota that suddenly made that go away? Whether it was Don Lemon or whether it was the sudden shift by Tim Waltz and his crew over in Minnesota, something happened, and no longer did CNN and MS Now have anything to cover. It was gone. And the ratings are crashing. It says Fox News started off the month of February as the only cable news network to see week-to-week gains in total viewers in the adults 25 to 54 demo, aka the thing that matters to advertisers. This was Fox News' highest-rated week of the year in total viewers in the demo since September 2025. Meanwhile, MS Now and CNN both registered across-the-board declines in both measured categories during both day parts for just the concluded week. Now, if we go down to MS Now, Fox News won. MS Now dropped 12% and 11%. CNN dropped 9% and 16%. Ladies and gentlemen, they're down 70% and dropping. And MS Now, which was MSNBC, big rebrand, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at us. New leadership. We're going to be just fine. Nope. In huge decline. It turns out they're not doing fine, Lauren. They're in big trouble. Walk us through why you think this is, Lauren. And I tell you, I'm worried because I believe that they need a catalyst for ratings, and that's chaos. and that's strife and conflict. And I'm worried they're going to get it over the spring and summer. What say you?
Well, I think they're certainly going to try. I think a lot of this goes down to how many years have we heard that the walls are closing in on the administration, and how many times did that actually happen? And I think that when your audience wants to believe that that is the case and they keep being denied that by reality, eventually you go elsewhere. And I think that that's something that's happening more broadly throughout the landscape anyway. The trust in legacy media is down, and alternative media sources are up. Now, Fox seems to be growing their viewership. I am gathering because they are reporting closer to reality than all the alternatives. But it wouldn't surprise me if over the long term they begin declining as well, because I don't think legacy media is going to remain the dominant player in this space. I don't know what you guys think. I'm curious to hear if you think legacy media is going to have to adapt more strongly towards the way that people are consuming content now, even if it's on the other side of the aisle or not.
Well, here's a great, and let me add to that question, Lauren, for Culture and Fake Wizard. Why would people watch CNN when they can watch this? They can watch Wizard's channel, which is doing phenomenally well. Good Lord, man, slow down. Culture, Lauren, listen, why would people watch CNN? They don't know what the heck is going on.
I feel like it's the same problem we've been running into in these panel shows. We've been seeing, the one person that's competent in the room, and then they're surrounded by 4 or 5 others who are just absolutely silly and consumed in their feelings and really can't, have a conversation because they always want to flash back to whatever the talking point is, and those talking points are indefensible most of the time. So, it becomes very difficult to watch CNN. Unless it happens to be that wizard with the numbers guy that actually shows you what's actually happening when you look at poll numbers and things
you like Scott Jennings too, right? Culture. He's really the only thing left.
Scott's about it. And then look, you cannot go over to PMS now and expect anything other than a bunch of messaging. So what do you have left? The networks? The networks aren't doing anything well. ABC's fallen apart. The View is freaking out because they might have to, actually live up to the fairness doctrine. That's going to be a problem for them. They don't understand fairness. They have a bunch of cackling heads on that one that just don't.
I think you meant hens, Culture.
Hens, yeah, heads, same things. They're talking heads, cackling hens, same thing. But they're always over there. Really just pushing, again, the Democratic talking points of the day. And that's the problem. If you only have one viewpoint, especially if it's a political one, you're going to have limited numbers of people willing to watch you. And if their greatest wish isn't coming true, if they're not feeding or being fed the confirmation bias, and if what they've been told so many times before isn't coming true, they're going to go somewhere else, as you've already suggested. So, I like I said, I feel like there's really not an upside for any of these places that are, again, the dinosaur media. There might be room for new ones. I mean, OAN or a few others that have been mentioned in the chat might pick up steam. I mean, we're watching people in the new media space like Tim Pool and others. I mean, even the Quartering has a pretty decent reputation for telling the truth. I like Sydney Watson. She's been doing a lot of great work. And sometimes it's weird, but even though it's uncomfortable, people in our sphere sometimes have to say not super positive things about the people that are in our same sphere. The old school media doesn't do that. They can't. They cannot criticize the opinion of somebody else for, fear of finding themselves without a home, a job, or anything else because they didn't toe the line.
Something we didn't explicitly address, but I think that is also contributing to this, is the Minnesota scandal, because all independent journalists, the YouTubers and young folk had to do was go and knock on some doors and ask, hey, what is this business? And somehow all of the mainstream media missed that. And we know that's not confined to Minnesota. And I think that's the kind of thing that, look, even if you're on the other side of the aisle, you can downplay that scandal, you can try and explain it away, but internally you know this is going to have an impact the more of this that is exposed. And so those people that are on that side of the aisle are going to understand there will be electoral consequences for this when this stuff comes out. And so I think that may be another reason why they're abandoning the traditional media and trying to get a better sense of what's going on in the electorate.
And rather than have dynamic arguments and debates and, bring out real info, the kind of stuff we try to do here, they're all into gatekeeping still. And so we've talked about before, CNN personalities want Scott Jennings fired. He's really the only thing drawing ratings anymore. I want to show you a segment from CNN just to give an example of this. The other thing, too, as we watch it, remember, Wiz, they should have a built-in benefit right now. Like, we are on the cusp of one of the biggest stories of all time. You've got the UK government collapsing under these leaks about the Epstein files. But Wiz, they can't touch it because they're terrified of what's in there. And they know they're terrified, so they can't touch it. But here's a clip from it where they're talking about some of that stuff. Watch how this plays out, and then we'll discuss what it is that's killing CNN and MS Now.
I mean, you can't make this shit up. You can't, Scott. You cannot make it up. And this is like, his name was redacted in these files.
Yeah, I don't know why you're yelling at me, but I mean,
Because you defend the administration.
It's obviously
this story. I mean, this is something that was labeled as a conspiracy theory, by some people on the left, during the campaigns for sure. And you have rightly criticized the Biden administration and others for not doing more about it.
So, Wiz, what she's talking about is Trump is named in the files. By the way, Trump is named in the files, claiming that the Maxwell lady is evil, and that he's glad that Upstein has been arrested. So that's what he's in the files for. I'm not saying that the orange man is a perfect person. No, bro's not going to say that. But they're desperate to spin this, and Scott Jennings is just like, I don't know why you're yelling at me.
It's the fact that this is. I'm going to try not to stumble through this. I have two.
You got this,
points
Wiz.
I'd like to make on this.
I believe in you, Wiz.
I believe in me too. That might be the problem.
And I don't believe in Blizzard and Overwatch. We'll talk about that another time. But I believe in you, Wiz.
Oh,
they are shaking here. Firstly, she just swore on cable like that. That's not good.
That's
but
naughty.
They're desperate. It's very naughty. They're desperate. There is a desperation here. They know that the numbers are bad. They know that they're losing control. But people are done with the spin. Nobody wants the spin anymore. Nobody needs to hear your bias. But here's the bigger problem. Today, this is legitimate. Today, I said, "Hey, this is just in the family group chat. Hey, did you hear about? I'm seeing this online about this protest in Iran. This is a pretty big deal." My family replies back, says, "No, but I have the news on. Is it going to be on the news? They're still talking about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl.
It's the biggest thing ever."
There. A few hours goes by. Hey, here's more photos from that. This is a pretty big deal happening in Iran. No, we're still hearing about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl.
Right.
This happens again. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is you're getting your news on Twitter now. You're getting your news on YouTube now. You're getting it in real time as it's happening. I don't need CNN talking heads to tell me the news. I'm able to come to conclusions on my own, seeing it in real time. I'm watching independent journalists on location, getting real footage in real time, live streaming. It's not doctored. They're not able to, there's no doctoring. It's a live feed on location. They have lost the narrative. They have, and this isn't just CNN, this is across the board. All mainstream news has lost the ability to doctor what the narrative is because we have captured that control. But now you said earlier that there was this idea of, and I think Lauren said it, will they eventually move into content creation and YouTube and do what we do? They can't possibly do that because there's no way they would be able to save face. These people are actors. They're put up, there is a narrative they have to perform. You see how they can't handle going up against Ken for more than 10 minutes before they fold and demand he's removed from the air forever. And, they spank him off the air. Put them on a panel like this, they would not be able to survive. They could not possibly do it.
Can you imagine, Wiz, if Don Lemon was here? Can you imagine? We would discredit the guy in 30 seconds.
But he wouldn't even be able to have a conversation. He would just resort to name calling, which is what they always do, and which is why people don't take them seriously anymore. If you can't argue your point, you don't deserve to make your point.
This is a thing that I think is a real problem right now, is that there's a lot of credentialism that's going on regarding journalism. They love to say these independent people are not real journalists, as though there is a place that you go to get a certificate to become a journalist.
You got to go to university.
Well, anybody who is reporting on something that is happening is a journalist. I don't think that you could argue that somebody like, say, Ben Franklin was not a journalist, and I think that there are some concerns legally when you start talking about First Amendment protections and things like that, where you're saying certain people are journalists, other people are not journalists, and what they can and cannot report and how they can do it. But it's more important to me to have more people out there speaking, writing, broadcasting, and having whatever they're seeing be open to criticism and rebuttal than it is to say, I don't have to engage with this person because they're not a journalist. And that's what I think a lot of the journalists are doing. They are saying, well, we don't have to come on your panel shows and talk to you because you're not a serious person. You're not a journalist, if you get what I mean.
Where the authority figure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The second point I wanted to make really quickly, they've lost the youth. They've lost the millennials. They've lost the Gen Z.
They're assisted living television, Wizard. They're assisted living television.
So they're speaking to empty airport lobbies or people that are just boarding their planes, or people in hospitals that are snapping through it the whole time. And that's where their ratings are. And they know that, which is why we see them on location in Minneapolis and people protesting or saying things that they probably shouldn't be saying on camera. And I know we've covered it here on this channel, but we've covered it here. But they know they're in trouble. So now they're just going to, instead of learning and adapting or innovating, they're just going to get nastier. And that scares me.
Let's have fun with this, Wiz, for a minute. If they're down 70%, and they are in the past 5 years, and if YouTube panelists, such as what we're doing right here, and I think this is more interesting than anything people are going to watch on CNN. And listen, I've got my favorite podcasts. I love the podcast Moonshots. I don't agree with those guys every time on AI, but I love listening to it. I enjoy the All In podcast, even though I don't agree with those guys on everything. I've got so many podcasts and things that I'm watching and loving on YouTube. Listen, if they're down 70% in the past 5 years, this thing's going to accelerate. So they're done unless they change. It's over.
Well, but see, we're not the only people talking about this, because somebody like Barry Weiss is smart enough to recognize that the reason they're losing their audience is they're not appealing in a way that it's easily consumable to younger people.
It's not authentic conversation.
Well, that's true as well. But the digital media platforms, one of the reasons I think that Barry Weiss is a genius hire, buy her company, hire her to lead you into the future, is she understands the digital media landscape. She built the free press up from nothing. And again, I don't necessarily agree with her. I'm not lockstep in her opinions. She's got some ones that are crazy out there. And there's a lot to her that I'm not necessarily on board with, but she's the best of what is out there now. And so, Ellison went out, hired the best mind, and bought the best digital representation that he could. And here we are. We're looking at a future now where the youth are going to interact with their phones, their tablets, and their set-top boxes more than they are with their regular television, cable, satellite setup, because they're getting rid of it. That's for grandma, grandpa. It's the way that news is distributed is going to be different than it has been. And you lose ratings when you don't grow, when you don't adapt, when you don't change. That's why it's really important, and I appreciate it, that the format for a lot of our shows change over time. Even down to simple things like thumbnails, like Fake Wizard is mastered over on his channel right now. So it's just, if something's not working, you change it, you fix it. And these people are incapable.
I'll tell you what CNN has done.
Yeah.
What CNN has done is they've gone down so low. And it's the same thing for MS Now. That when I turn on YouTube and I see a guy wearing a fake beard and a Wizard's hat, I say, that guy is way smarter than anybody on cable news. And I'm going to watch that guy. I'm going to watch him a lot. And YouTube has unlocked this, Wiz, where you can come in with a gimmick. I mean, look at me. I'm a frozen avatar with a coffee cup in front of my face. It's about what you say. It's the ideas. It's the conversation. It's what people desire. They want authenticity. They're sick and tired of the propaganda. They're sick and tired of being lied to. They're sick and tired of the facts not lining up and people who don't even believe in facts at all telling them that they're better than they are. They're on the Mount Olympus of media, and therefore, listen to what we say and believe it, you bunch of rubes. They're tired of it.
Yeah. It's funny that you could put on an outfit or you could become a character. And if you're just authentic, authenticity is a currency these days, and CNN doesn't have any. They're broke.
And
wow. Yeah,
one thing I would
well
point
said.
out is that he is being especially authentic in reporting the fact that he is a fake wizard. He is not to be taken as a real wizard. He's reporting immediately that he has no special powers or spells, and that you should not probably take him as a person able to influence reality.
Wait a minute. I think I see what you're doing here.
I am neither a culture nor a casino.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you guys telling me that wait, hold on a second. I got somebody in my headpiece right now. Are you guys telling me that these people need a label on them that says real life fake journalist?
Yes.
I'm going to push back on what you said, culture. I suspect that when you were at the hospital, you were cultured. And I would bet that what they found was a gamble. Therefore, you are a culture casino.
But they're still fake journos. All right, let's do what the mainstream, lamestream, going extinct dinosaur media can never do. We'll hit them with another meteor, and that is, we'll see what you have to say, and we'll weigh in on it because we're not afraid of our audience, unlike they. Mark Daly for 5, looks like Captain Marvel Jr. retired and became a gardener.
I know, isn't that great? It's such a good piece of fun animation. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Scratch the Barbarian for $1.99. Everyone I see that video, every time I see that video, I smile. I can read what your phone did to you. Every time I see that video, I smile.
Me too. So thank you, Pro.
Sean, formerly John, for $4.99. Culture, how does making RAM cost so much? Help people eat veggies. We need to see the Bear Culture Casino for comparison. They're claiming that the AI that was used to do this culture is skyrocketing the RAM costs. And maybe you can provide some free veggies as a way to offset.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm currently at a position, and I can't wait to relocate because where I'm locating to, I'm just building, I don't know, an acre worth of greenhouses, but at least, and the plan is to have a farm side, a roadside farm stand. That people can come by and get very inexpensive vegetables that are healthy because, I grow them for myself, so it's going to be good for everybody.
There you go. All right, let's see what else we got. We got from Butter Biscuit for 5. When are we getting a full version of Get the Bear? Sorry, getting tired of the other Culture Casino song. Wiz, check your DMs. Try to get it out before the show ended.
I will check my DMs after we're done here.
Get the Bear.
Appreciate that.
Get the Bear. Silly JD for 5, first super chat ever. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you and your sensible take on entertainment and life. You are sucking too many hours out of my day. Well, Shilly, thank you for inviting us into your day. It is the honor of a lifetime to get to be on your device wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world. Your time is valuable, and the fact that we get to share it with you, thank you truly from us. Mark Daly for 5, I was a big fan of Bondi's work in Florida. But I haven't been this disappointed in a woman since my ex.
Oh, wow.
You know, there are a lot of people out there who feel that way. We've had people of different opinions covering that subject, and so I won't give mine necessarily, but I'll just say we have lots of thoughts on that. Some can't stand her, some love her, some know her, and they've all been on the panel. So Tigress is out there for 5. I had a conversation with the nurse at my doctor's office about expenses. She literally told me she keeps cable because of her dogs. What are they watching? I didn't know dogs watch cable.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go dogs. Space Dave 2000 for 2. Real fake wizard isn't a real wizard? Oh, the humanity.
Sorry.
Learn something new every day. I thought he was. Gilliam the 2nd for 5. Bon voyage, everyone. Leaving to celebrate Tete with my wife's family. If I get a minute, I'll send some. Oh, my. Folks, do you know what this is about? Do you know what Gilliam is saying? Gilliam, you're so clever.
Vietnamese currency.
It's a Vietnamese currency.
Yeah, true.
And for 300 billion Viet Dong, diggity-roos, diggity-dongs, dingoes, Gilliam has gifted 50 WDW Pro memberships. Thank you, Gilliam, for, again, the 300 billion Vietnamese dingoes, dongs, didgeridoos, and all that stuff. Gilliam, you got it going on. Have a great trip. Thank you so much. What a pleasure. Look at that chat turning green right now.
Every time a membership is gifted, a content creator gets his wings.
Is that gendered language?
We're not at Magic Kingdom, Dad.
A blindfolded half-court shot that is now the talk of campus and beyond.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Did you see it? Yeah. Is that on tape? Yeah. You are kidding me.
Wow. Wow.
And folks, if you have just been turned from gray to green, let me tell you, you can go over right now to the community tab and suggest a new emoji for the channel. It's a members only ability. Get over there on time and suggest a new emoji. We'll take a vote on the top ones and we'll see what happens. Gilliam, thank you so much for being so kind to so many out there. Just Jay for 5. What are your thoughts about the fate of local news stations?
The letter of the day is J.
Oh, Jay. Yeah. Guys, what do you think about local news? You think they're going to survive or what's going to happen there?
I think they should be crushed under the boot of the regime.
Hear, hear. Poor local news media, though. They're humble beginnings, crushed under the boot.
I think I'm going to be kinder and just say...
well, it'd be hard not to, right?
Well, yeah. Lauren's got his thoughts.
They should be drawn and quartered in front of the town square.
I think it's maybe the last resource that you can kind of look at as something that they're really trying to serve the community in many cases, not always.
What do you think about local YouTube channels? What do you think about that? Do they have a place?
Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah, I mean, if you want to focus in your community, I think you should. I think that there's a place for that. We've got some people that do that aren't directly in our sphere, but I mean, I know some people that have Southern California based channels. And here's the interesting part of that conversation is the local news media is going to be the only ones telling you anything about what's happening locally, whether it be weather or something like that that's of public interest. So oftentimes, I mean, they're maybe the last resource that you can get because they're local. If your satellite and cable gets wiped out, maybe you still have over-the-air TV available.
Local news just depresses me, Culture. I'll be honest. To all of our local news anchors and cast and reporters, I'm so sorry, but it's just murder after murder after murder. It's the whole deal. Every day is who got killed, where was a car wreck, who stole from the local Quickie Mart, and is there snow on the way? Oh my God, get the eggs and bread as fast as you can. You're not going to live. Wiz, I don't know, man.
I spent way too much time working in the marketing world and seeing how the local stations operate. They shake down businesses like it's crazy. So I'm with Lauren.
Well, obviously I was speaking in jest, but I think it does depend an awful lot on your market. Is what I have found is that in smaller markets you tend to have one organization that dominates, and then you tend to get a particular slant depending on who owns the venue. Now, if you're in a larger market that can support multiple different news organizations, my hope would be that competition would keep them more honest, but it all depends.
I'm
shaking his head vehemently. No, that's not.
I've worked in these small towns up and down the East Coast. They're nasty.
Listen,
right.
Jay.
In that case, I revert to my former position, crush them under the boot of the regime.
Jay, this was an excellently paid $5. You got your money's worth. And for the first time ever in the history of the Pro Channel, Culture was positive on something that the entire rest of the panel was negative. Never happened before. Never happened.
I'm supposed to be the grumpy one. What is wrong with you people?
I have nothing nice to say about local news.
Space Dave for 2. When did news sell out? That's the real question. It's always been sold out.
They always have.
There's always an angle, and there's always money to be made, and there's always a reason to own a newspaper. That was true back in the day.
Even
there would be
Cronkite.
7 newspapers in a city, and they would all be going up against each other, and they would all have a different angle, and you bought the newspaper based on did you agree with them or not. It's always been this way, always. The goal is to make sure that there are lots of competitors and that they're not gate-kept.
Right, but I think one important thing that you just said there is making clear that selection bias has always been a problem. We've always chosen our own bubble.
Yeah, true that. Clippy's out there for 5. You think CNN, PMS Now is bad? Local news omit a lot in sanctuary cities. The only truth is the weather. Oh, come on. Don't you believe the weather segment for a minute. And sports scores. Creators are saviors. The weather segment? Those people change it based on what the weather's going to be.
Well, the weather guessers, give you some insight into why Bob Iger sucks at what he did for so long. So.
This was a man who was surprised that Florida was hot.
Dang, it's hot. All right. Lauren, if we could, I want to save this one as a member clip for later on, talking about the local news. That just came out of the blue. I had no idea we were going to do that, and I'd love to give that to members as a special. All right. Before we go to the next segment, Wiz, I want to give you a minute to just go off on this. I haven't heard what you think of it, but I can bet on it. Overwatch China says players cherish Onran's current look as Blizzard plans to modify her. Grums is talking about this. So this character is too beautiful. And the voice actress who plays, and I know would hate me saying voice actress, but that's okay. The voice actress who plays this character is a streamer because Blizzard can't afford real voice artists anymore. So it's a streamer, and she's mad because this is a beautiful character. So she wants this character who seems to me to be a ripoff of the what's the princess's name from Avatar: The Last Airbender? What's that princess's name?
Katara.
Not Katara, the bad
Azula.
one. Azula. Yeah, Azula. This is a ripoff of Azula. So the ripoff of Azula is too beautiful. So she wants them to uglify them. And you would think that Blizzard, as a giant company, would say, screw you, streamer voice artist, who we got on a budget, Temu voice artist, screw you. But instead, Blizzard is caving. And now the Chinese players are outraged because they don't want the uglification of their character. So Blizzard is going to spend the money, Wiz, to actually go in and remodel this character to be ugly because the voice artist called them out for making a beautiful character. Blizz is dead, Wiz. What? This is just insanity. It's like going to a Greek statue, a Roman statue, and saying, hey, let's put a giant mole on its face.
This is the best advertisement for Marvel Rivals. If you're a gamer, you know that Marvel Rivals is the competition to Overwatch. This sets the most dangerous precedent. What Blizzard has decided to do here is so recklessly dangerous for them. They have now given an inch, a mile will be taken. Because what's going to happen when the next character rebrand, redesign is demanded and they don't deliver it? Then there's going to be even more outrage. Instead of just shipping what they shipped, and a lot of people generally said that this was a very good design. Nobody really had a problem with it. No, I'm sorry. None of the normalist gamers that don't have ideologies to pander had a problem with it. But as soon as the voice contributor, we'll give him contributor, decided to make a stink about it, now it's everybody's problem. And this is bad because it sets a precedent that you're willing to budge when people demand some kind of ideological change. That's number one. And number two, you've now established that voice actors have the ability to bully you around. What's the deal with that? Blizzard, Activision, one of the largest gaming companies before you or Microsoft in the world. What are you doing? So no, I don't think this is firstly, I don't think this is a done deal. I mean, even Grum's here talking about it. Seeing this reaction from China is massive. I hadn't seen this post until we were looking at it now. But I knew this story isn't over. There's going to be the rebrand, there's going to be a relaunch, and I'm waiting to see if Blizzard tries to go into like a medium to try to satisfy everybody. and then nobody's happy, because I think that's what happens next.
They should leave it alone.
No one is going to be happy with what they do.
So when I read this story, this one kind of surprised me a little bit, because my understanding is that the character was actually introduced in an intro video for her brother, who was a different character in Overwatch. And in that original video, she looked different than when she looked when they decided to debut her character. And then the voice artist came out and was complaining about the modification to the look, because they felt that they had beautified her and they wanted her to look more like she looked in the original trailer. And so immediately the next day, Blizzard responded. That was the part that was kind of shocking to me, is that it didn't even take them a day once she came out and said that. And what made this even more troubling, I think, is there was some conversational thread in which the voice actress was interacting with people in the discussion forums, and they were urging her to get involved in pushing the agenda. And she responded and said, "Oh, I will." And so that tells you where this is coming from. If it was a legitimate argument about the fact that they had altered her look to be different from the original debut of the character in the first video, maybe I could understand that. But in this case, I think it went way too far, way too fast.
This is what they get. This is what they get, Lauren, for hiring amateurs. And this is what they get for running out the geniuses of Blizzard, like Jeff Kaplan, who basically was the right-hand man of Mark Kern building World of Warcraft. He goes over to Overwatch, does a great job, and then they can't get woke enough, and they run him out of there. And now they're being bossed around by red-headed splats girls, who are most famous for streaming to 12 people online.
This should be the end of that streamer's voice acting career.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It won't be. It should be, but it won't be.
I would kind of bet that the way that they try to assuage whatever uproar comes out of this is creating multiple skins for the character that address all of her various looks.
Oh, yay. Oh, yay. Can the name of the skin be the ugly one? The Mandalorian Grogu is officially the cheapest made Star Wars movie ever. Will it have effect on the way it looks? Well, it did on the trailer, and they hit it in the commercial. Here it is out of thatparkplace.com by Trevor Denning. The Mandalorian Grogu has the lowest budget of any Disney Star Wars movie. This May, The Mandalorian Grogu will mark the first Star Wars film in 7 years. You'd think they would spend big, right, ladies and gentlemen? This is a big deal. They could kill Star Wars if they don't kill this movie in terms of making it awesome. But that's not how they're going to play it. They're going to go cheap. Collider reports that according to data from California Film Commission, The Mandalorian Grogu appears to have an overall production budget of $166.4 million. Now, you all know they blow these budgets, okay? That's not what's up for debate. We're looking at the budget, not the spend. Additionally, the film received a state tax credit of $21.75 million. These numbers stand out in stark contrast to what Disney has put in its previous Star Wars films. Now, how big do they blow the budgets? Well, The Rise of Skywalker had a budget of $275 million. We believe they spent more than $500 million. Okay? So it's not about the budget. It's about the total expense. We get that. But they're allocating from the start this film at about $100 million less than anything before, and that's even without counting inflation. Force Awakens was budgeted $245 million. Rogue One was budgeted $200 million. The Last Jedi was budgeted $317 million. And again, back to the fact that budgets versus expenses. The Last Jedi, I believe, was the least expensive of these films when it all came to pass. Star Wars Story, Solo, was $275. Now, these blow the budgets all the time. We got that. But they're allocating the same amount of money for this movie that they would with the Mandalorian TV series. Now, why do I say that? Well, pay attention closely here. It says, for comparison, Geeky Tyrant reports that a season of the Mandalorian TV series was believed to cost between $100 and $120 million. Okay, so let's say that season 2 cost $120 million. That seems right to me. Do inflation, because that came out in what, 2021, 22, Lauren?
Season 1 was 2019.
Okay, what was season 2? Was that 2021?
I think it was 2020.
2020.
I think it was the next year, and then there was a bit of a gap. And I think that season 3 was 2023, and we're now almost 3 years beyond that.
Well, if it cost $120 million in 2020, you and I know that inflation has been rampant in the next 6 years.
40%.
So This is easily the same exact cost. They're spending, in terms of transactional push, it's the exact same thing. They're giving this movie, this is the renaissance of Star Wars, they're getting the same budget as the TV show. And I think it's going to show on the big screen. Lauren, what do you think about the idea that Star Wars is getting such a small oomph, a small push back on the silver screen? Does it matter to Jon Favreau? Will it show?
Okay, so I'm going to have two distinct viewpoints on this, and one is sort of a counter argument. I actually think going smaller budget is a good idea. I think that part of the problem with what has become of Star Wars is that they have gotten so bloated because they keep thinking they need bigger spectacle, more effects. I would like to see them go smaller, tell a smaller story. Part of your problem is that you're not focusing on the characters, you're focusing on all of the big galaxy threatening, universe threatening stuff, and you're spending a lot of money on spectacle that doesn't have any heart to it. So a smaller budget, I'm okay with. But I am worried that you're going to see it. You've already seen it in the trailers. Now, there is time still in post to try and spiff that up, make it look more cinematic. I think that the Super Bowl trailer was a really big mistake, unless that was going to be a teaser before you got into the actual trailer. Had they done that, had they put out a full trailer
totally
with
different
this in front of it, I think people would have loved it. But now people are questioning, what are you thinking? It has been 7 years since there has been a cinematic release. You've told us virtually nothing about this movie. The only thing that you're signaling is that you don't have confidence in what you have. And when confidence in Star Wars across the entire entertainment base is as low as it is now, that's not the message you want to be sending. That is going to tell people, I don't want to buy a ticket to this. I want to wait till it comes out on streaming so that I can see it and then make my judgment. You're going to lose an awful lot of ticket sales because of how you're positioning this thing.
Now, Lauren, I apologize for the break-in of audio, but this is what I was looking at. When it comes to the views on this, 3.1 million in 3 days. Wow. And you're looking at three of the biggest channels on YouTube promoting this. This is really, really bad, and this movie is in trouble. Yeah. The Star Wars YouTube channel, the Lucasfilm YouTube channel, and the Flat Out Disney YouTube channel. I mean, Disney's massive. We'll click on that in just a second, but 3.1 million views in 3 days. That's 1 million per 3 days. If we click on Disney, well, we don't have to. 6.5 million subscribers. 6.5 million subscribers. That means that in 3 days, less than 1 out of 6 people subscribed to Disney decided they were going to click on that trailer, which is not a trailer. It's a commercial, but less than 1 out of 6 decided to click it. They would be the most inclined people to click this. Hey, I think it's freak out panic time at Lucasfilm.
No, and you're 100% right, but how is it that Disney is allowed to have duplicate content across 3 different channels?
They're not going to get a reused content flag on them. Culture, what are you trying to say here? What are you trying to do to Disney?
Well,
they're a little startup company. Don't chase them off of YouTube.
I just feel like that's a little inconsistent as far as the way policies are enforced.
Treat unto other channels as you would have them treat you, Culture. You know that.
Okay, well, regardless, I have to agree with you. First of all, I would have suspected far more views. This terrible gag that played out on the halftime stage or wherever this thing aired. Mind you, I did not watch the football game, so I have no clue. But I do know that I got to see the trailer or teaser or whatever you want to call this joke, and it honestly just tells us what they think of Star Wars. To them, Star Wars is now a joke. They have beaten it just completely to pieces, and it's confetti for them to just broadcast around. And it didn't. Lauren's right. Nobody's going to get invested in this movie through this particular piece of advertisement. There's no insight into the movie. You're looking at, the Budweiser Clydesdales. You're looking at, Santa Claus and the reindeer. You're not looking at what is going to be represented in this movie. Is there something to get excited for here? No. Green baby cute. Okay. I mean, I talk about this. Tomorrow I'm releasing my version of a video on this as well, but it's just, this didn't make me feel anything.
You know what makes me feel something, Culture?
Yeah.
Checking out the very askewed desires of Kathleen Kennedy, the priorities of Kathleen Kennedy. Because up until now, I mean, listen, she was in power until a few weeks ago, ostensibly. Wiz, look at this. This is where they were placing their bets at Lucasfilm. Andor, and let me see who's got this article. This is Games Radar. Games Radar. Good job. Good job, Jordan Farley. Andor got $500 million put into it. Mandalorian Grogu is about 1/5 of that. That's insane. This is your return to the silver screen. And listen, I hope it's great. I hope it's a fantastic movie. I hope Jon Favreau shows you don't need a big budget. You can do it on a Star Wars shoestring. Fine. But the fact that they allocated $500 million to Andor and said, oh, well, the next movie coming out, well, do whatever you can with it.
I actually question whether they just don't have confidence in this movie or if they're deliberately trying to kill it. Because my sense of things is that they're wanting to wrap up all of the Filoni spin-off stuff. I think they want a clean slate. And so, obviously, they kind of tried to deal a death blow with the firing of Gina. And I think they've been trying to strangle it ever since.
What do you think, Wiz?
No, we've seen Disney lie about their budgets time and time and time again. I think this is not the complete truth. It might be something close to the truth, but it's not the full truth.
Scandalous.
And I think the reason why they're reporting it and they're framing it in such a way, and the shills are all out in full patrol saying this is a fun movie. That's the key word. Fun. This is a fun movie. It's fun, you guys. And then we get the report that the budget's not so big on this. Well, why would Disney want to frame this movie like that? Because then the barrier to victory is extremely low, which means it's going to be way easier to break even and make a profit. Okay. They're setting the stage for them. This is all a chess game. It's all a marketing chess game here.
That's exactly right. I hadn't thought of that.
It's almost like you watched my video
to win here, so that they could say, "Hey, you silly chuds, you silly haters, you were wrong. This movie did break even. For months, you said this would bomb.
$400 million is a profitable film for Star Wars these days. Yep. I'm with you now.
Supermaning. They learned from Superman.
I'm with you now. Oh, what a great point. Culture, you wanted to add something to that?
No, just that I feel like I secretly watched my video that I haven't even released yet. I won't release till tomorrow morning.
He's in your mind.
He snuck into the. Anyway, I've got to run because I've got that Lou guy I got to go hang out.
Oh, in that case. All right, back it out of the nostril view. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Culture Casino is going to be doing the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you in just a few. And that's where we'll be sending you, so hang tight and we'll go right there. Lorne, Wiz, before we hit the last of the Super Chats, I'd like to give you guys a chance to plug your content. We'll start with Wiz. Tell the folks out there about your astronomically successful channel and where it's going next.
I'm the real-life fake wizard, and today we crossed 70,000 subscribers, which is a pretty big deal for us.
You never
here.
stop, do you? You never can stop.
We don't stop. We don't stop.
24/7 Wiz.
Valentine's Day. And we did it 3 days before Valentine's Day. So that's pretty cool. The projection now is by March 20th, we can hit 80,000.
You know, also, Wiz, you're doing this at a time that it's exceedingly difficult. So many of our friends and channels out there losing subscribers, YouTube refusing to recommend them, and you are continuing to climb at levels that people haven't seen in a very long time. So it's a huge win, not only for you, but for the community at large. It's really, really great stuff, man.
I'm actually fearful of that. It's not something I've really talked about. I'm fearful that we're growing at a pace and putting out such a positive message that's going to attract a lot of haters.
I've been there before, but I got to tell you, Wiz, I think you're going to be okay. You have the cachet this way.
It's not the haters in the comments. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about the attacks that come. There's people that try to take you down and things, and that's what we're kind of preparing for now.
That's wise for you to do that. And but you be you, and you've got a very high IQ. There are people out there that we watch them rise, and I think, oh man, this is not going to go well. When, like they're going to make a big mistake and it's going to be in front of everybody. And that's really, terrible. But I think you got this. And you got a great team of people that care about you, forming around you to make sure that goes the right way. So,
and I do want to add that even given his rise, the man is a fake wizard. He's not even a real one. He hasn't had to do any in-source selling of his audience. He's just a dude.
Sorcery?
He's just a dude wearing a fake beard and a hat.
No magic. Nothing. He doesn't even do pyro.
Honestly, I'm insanely jealous. It just kind of it's disgusting, really. But he is.
Don't put on a fake beard. The irritation here, Lauren, is not fun.
What you don't know is when he takes the beard off, it's just solid red rash underneath there.
That's why I cannot clean shave. It is not fun.
It looks like he made out with Poison Ivy, not the character. Kaylee on for 2. Voice actress has history of DEI sayings. Not shocked. Yep. And for those of you who wonder, yes, I did say that Blizzard is making a small comeback, but I'm not talking about Overwatch. That is Team 4. It's the development team that's behind it, and they are filled with the craziest SJWs you have ever seen in your lives. I, at one time, was a very highly ranked Overwatch player, and what caused me to finally quit was they forced everybody to, in your inventory, receive all of these propaganda imageries, symbols, all this stuff, these player icons. And I said, you're going to force that into 5-year-olds inventories and 12-year-olds inventories. And nope, I'm not playing this anymore. And that's what did it for me. They're crazy at Team 4. Snarky Distinct Nugget for $4.99. I have several favorite creators. If I want to hear about the libtartary, they exist off the California cliff. Way, yay, dang it, Bob Ferguson. I know what you're doing. Snarky, I know what you're doing. You want us to play the clip. You want, I know what you're up to. We'll play it at the end for you, friend. Let's see here. Snarky's back again for 10. You start life needing them. You grow to love twins, and the toys never get old. Beautiful badonkadonks, baby, bring them on, yeah. Is that a Bad Bunny lyric? And finally, for $1.99, great show. Thank you, Phone Fat Fingery. I stink.
Also, I think he has a different understanding of what badonkadonks are than I do. The badonkadonk is on the posterior end. It's the bazoombas that you were thinking of.
I love that this turned into a Nat Geo moment where he's like, the badonkadonk is located in the derriere. The bazoomba. What'd you call the chesticle area?
Bazoombas, although on the Lauren and the Apollo show, we typically refer to them as plumpies.
Plumpies.
Wow.
I would recommend Ghiblies, but you do you, Lauren. Wiz, you do you. Keep rising, man. You're going to be at 100K in no time, and it's going to be amazing. So keep on going. Folks, we'll keep on going. Sending on over to the Hollywood backlot with Lou and you. Take care of our friends Culture and Lou and tell them we said hi.
This goes out to all my fat finger super chat homies. Snark Dog, turn it up.
I put hair in funky places. I put hair in funky places. I put hair in funky places.
Steve Wiltwan daddy, good to you, mister. I put hair in funky places. I say I put hair in funky places. Steve Wiltwan daddy. Steve Wiltwan daddy, good to you, mister. I put hair in funky places. I say I put hair in funky places. Steve Wiltwan daddy, good to you, mister. I put hair in funky places. I say I put hair in funky places. Steve Wiltwan daddy. Steve Wiltwan daddy, good to you, mister. I put hair in funky places. I say I put hair in funky places.
Look at me go. Steve is bash, baby. You see it? Woo!
Steve Wiltwan daddy, good to you, mister. I put hair in funky places. I say I put hair in funky places. Steve Wiltwan daddy. Steve Wiltwan daddy, good to you, mister. I put hair in funky places. Say I put hair in funky places.
You're not watching that pro show again, are you? It'll rot your brain.
Might be. At least it didn't have Pedro this time.